Your surname is Twins?
Yeah, my surname is Twins. Everyone You're
does lying.
Everyone does this. Everyone does it. It's just the fear of making a decision. I think a lot of people are paralyzed by all the options, but also the fear of the L's. In the majority, like a lot of the men, if it was just you didn't know what job he does, you don't know who he is, picture for picture, Mandem are not that paying.
I got so many places that we really can't be. Top floor and the penny, tell me what you can see. I'll pick you up, call it fake taxi. Just tell me what you want, I'll bring a fantasy.
We are back again. Yeah, man, I'm excited. I'm excited today. It's been a long time coming. There's a lot of conversations that I've wanted to have with this guest. You get me? We've even started having like a mini podcast just with the few minutes we've had before the show started. I'm like, can you just come down? I want to talk to you on the pod. You know what I mean? But yeah, I don't even feel like words can highlight and justify enough, right? How I view this person. I don't know much of the person, and I say that because I like to be. I feel like sometimes we can. What's the word? We can
like box people in,
or like. Because you see someone here and there, everyone's your friend. And I know this person. You don't actually know that person because I thought I knew you to an extent, and then I see the lashes of comments you've been making on your story. And I said, I never knew she was like this. You know what I mean? So I believe, and please feel free to correct me if I'm wrong. This person, this guest I'm about to introduce is an amazing, lovely woman, a lovely black woman, you know what I mean, in the community. You know what I mean? I can even say humanitarian, you get me? You know what I mean? I thought she was a creative. I'm not sure, there's a bit of discrepancies you can tell us, you know what I mean? But I just believe that, yeah, man, she's a phenomenal person. Even if it's just alone for her boldness and what she stands for, and especially in this day and age, because not many people actually stand for anything. She stands on shit, and she stands on it 10 toes down, in it. And for that reason, I want us to please welcome Busayo Twins. Please thank you. Woo! Come on, Chief. Thank you for coming.
Thank you for your intro. That was so nice.
Nah, man, but it's only right, man. It's only right.
Nice, humanitarian. That's so good.
I can't be the only person to have called you that.
No, but it's
you know
good.
It's good.
It's good. No, it's a good thing to be referred to. I think that you could be known for so many things. If that's something that people know me for, then God is good. You know?
Yeah. Sick. What would you like people to? What do people know you for from your eyes? And or what would you like people to know you for? Yeah,
I think in the last couple of years, people have known me for I guess being in and around creatives. So people don't really know what I do. They just might see me at a certain event and be like, oh, you're affiliated with this person and it's that. Or, but in uni, I did a lot of student politics. So you might know me from the student politics era. Okay, good. Education policy as well. So you might know me from like that kind of government policies. And then of course, most recently, it's been raising awareness about different things that's going on in the world.
Oh, you be raising. You'll be raising, all right. So shit. Nah, I'm very excited, man. It's gonna be a lovely podcast episode. Yeah. And are you actually a twin?
No, it's my surname.
Your surname is Twins?
Yeah, my surname is Twins. Everyone You're
lying.
Everyone does this. Everyone does it. My surname is Twins, yeah.
Your surname is Twins?
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah, I promise you. I'll show you my cards. You'll see it.
Where did that come from then? Is that colonizers or what? Because I don't believe there's any Af name that can be called twins. You know what I mean?
So there's 7 generations of twins on my dad's side. So my dad's a twin, dad's a twin, dad's a twin, innit? So under colonial times, they used to call him Omo twins because they work for the government or work for civil service, whatever. Okay. So they got it legally changed because everyone just called them twins. Okay. So then maybe 3 generations, 4 generations.
Mad. Yeah. Hey, what a story, boy.
Nice fun fact.
Busayo Twins, you know, come on. Well, hey, on this show, you wouldn't know because nothing's been out yet. But obviously when this comes out, it will be out and you guys will know. Yeah. One thing that I'm also an advocate for and of is mental health. You know what I mean? So I believe sun is shining, you know what I mean? So we're going to go for a mental health check today. You know what I mean? And because you are a guest and a lady, please feel free.
I should go for, oh my God, I love it. Thank you so much. Courtesy is crazy.
Who said chivalry is dead, eh?
Listen, the bar is so low. Listen, I might have to inbox you after this.
I'm crying.
I'm joking. No, my mental health generally, today, let me think today, it's quite good. The sun's out, always changed everything. I think it's really good. Okay. I think we'll get into it later, but obviously what's going on in the world, I think for day to day, it's always a bit of a challenge, just trying to balance the gratefulness that you are for God, and then obviously what's going on in the world. So it's a weird. Do you want a number?
A number.
A number.
Yeah, man. Between 1 and 10.
1 and 10. I'll say like a 7.58.
Oh, that's good.
That's nice.
That's
isn't
good.
Proper
Yeah,
good.
man.
Yeah, proper good.
Jeez, right? Yeah, no, sick, man. Sick. I heard that still. I feel like one thing that I've definitely that I battle with, and it's a bit hard because I'm like, I don't think everyone around me, as such, pays the same attention to it. But I'm like, I feel a bit conflicted. How can I be happy, or how can I complain about this and that goes on in my life when I'm hearing all the madnesses that's happening every day, innit? Without digressing, I would say today, I think I'll join you with a 7.5. You know what I mean?
I saw you on the weekend outside, so that should have boosted.
Yeah, it is. And that was great.
Yeah.
That was absolutely great. You know what I mean? I feel like this, you also need to understand that it's also escapism. You know what I mean? And for that day, I escaped. But when you escape, you have to come back. You know what I mean? So yeah, that's definitely played a part. I'm a 7.5. I'm grateful to God. I'm happy that this episode is actually happening. Like I said, it's been a long time coming. I feel like just when you're trying to do new things, there's something in you, or in me, but I think it's in a lot of people. Just kind of deters you from doing it. Not because it's bad or it's good. It's just like they just don't want you to do it because you're not used to doing this. You're stepping into unfamiliar territory. So I was like, okay, cool. For one, starting this pod, I know I've been dragging my feet a bit. I'm like, it's a new thing. But as well, to talk to you, I feel like was an even bigger hurdle, because I was like, okay, cool. Like I pay attention to the stuff that you do, whether it's known or not. And like one of the only people that I speak to you about consistently is my sister, not my younger sister that everyone knows, my younger sister. And we actually talk about the stuff that you post and whatever. And so that's part of my personal life.
Yeah, okay.
That's not something that I show or I declare. Like even with your videos, whilst I support you, I can openly say I don't repost every video that you know what I mean, because sometimes even me, I'm like, I agree with you, darling, but how? Yeah, and I don't know enough to defend you when
If
people
someone,
ask me why do you post that, innit? You know what I mean? But I was like, but I do just want to have a sit down. So I'm just happy that I've done it. You know what I mean? And we're gonna have it. And I pray you're a Christian, right? Okay, great. Then I pray it's going to be an amazing.
It will be, by God's grace.
For everyone at home and us here, and I hope that we're all touched by it, and God does His thing through this.
And you can charge it, innit? Like if people don't like this episode, people don't like this type of vibe,
you can come
then
again.
charge it. You know what I mean,
charge it, and you can always come again,
or you can come back again,
you
innit?
know what I mean?
And be like, just be defiant and be like, I don't care if you don't like this girl, she's come back. Do you know what I mean? But no, I appreciate it though. I do appreciate you, I guess, bringing me on.
Yeah, man.
We've had a couple of conversations before, as you said, about the content that I make and stuff like that. And I think even just in like Black content creation, I don't see a lot of these kind of conversations. So I think that's why what you're doing, even platforming me like this, is bigger than you think. Because there's people who don't watch other things who might be drawn into this now and be like, actually, these worlds are not so far apart. We all do come together at certain times.
Yeah, fair enough.
Do you know what I mean? On a day-to-day, no, but at the end of the day, if we're all Black or ethnic minorities or young people, there's going to be things that unite us. And I think we don't need our worlds to be so far apart. Do you know what I mean? We don't need that. So yeah.
Cool. And you know, and that's great. I want to, off the back of that, I just want to ask, where did your boldness come from? Because you're like you say some ish, you know what I mean? And you draw people out, you know what I mean? I respect it.
Yeah.
I mean, everything I'm saying, I respect it. I believe 2 points can coexist. I'm a firm believer of that, and I respect it. But I'm also like, damn, like you must have some big balls, because you're not scared for any repercussions. Not that you should be per se, but I just want to know, where did that come from? Because it's not something that we even see as commonplace within our culture, especially from a Black woman.
I think number one, like this generation don't rush no one no more. Like, it's not about, do you know what I mean? I'm not scared. It's not, let's be real. Like, if you're from a generation or you're from a particular background where the internet thing doesn't faze you like that, like a lot of people that don't really maybe like me or like what I say, you're never going to do me nothing. So really and truly, I can separate that and be like, when I go to these events that people don't like me, I don't really hear nothing. That's number one. So the threat is not real in terms of our community. But obviously, just general boldness, you can put it to be Nigerian generally. There's a level there where you've got something to say.
Fair enough.
But particularly for me, my dad's Muslim, mum's Christian. So when I grew up, so when I grew up, there was always a lot of non-Western like thoughts and conversations in my house about criticizing the government, all that kind of, not criticizing the government, but history, more history. My favorite subject was history. When I did A-levels, I did history, economics and maths. So the economics and the history part was like, oh my gosh, there's so much about this world. That's mad. I went to a very political university. So I went to London School of Economics. And that's like a proper like mini UN. Like that's a mini, there's big issues there. You have a lot of these conversations that we're having now online. It was at uni. And I was the president of the student union.
Come on.
So time ago, but so then on top of that, then,
makes sense,
you know what I mean? Like you've been platformed for a long time, being able to articulate, but also trying to understand what's going on so you can advocate for other people. So I would say mainly like the university place, that was really where it was like speak power to truth, to action. And so I'll say that's probably where it is.
So what, was you not like turning up and getting drunk and white boy? What you say, like,
white boy crazy. Do you know what? Uni, I probably was the only time I probably didn't.
Swear.
Uni, I was not. Uni was, it's like work. Uni was serious for me, you know. I feel like when I hear people's stories about Barfest and all I was there looking at it online.
I swear.
I was like, I'm a bit younger than the people that went to Barfest, I think. But at the same time, our uni was serious. It felt like a mini internship. It was, ask anyone who went there. Serious.
Mad.
Serious stuff.
What did you study?
Economic history.
Feck. Wow, you probably got to the real depths of things.
And that's probably why it doesn't feel as scary, because I feel like I'm just saying 2 + 2 = 4. Do you know what I mean? It's controversial now, but it's on our text. They'll tell you that.
Yeah, but you're saying it's 2 + 2 = 4.
Yeah.
To a majority of people who have only ever used a calculator.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So,
So
it's whatever that calculator says is that if I type 2 + 2 and it tells me it's pi squared, then I'm sorry, 2 + 2 is pi squared. You know what I mean? No one's ever gonna think, oh, because it actually is 4, then it's 4. No, because that's like who the hell reads? It's like I was having a conversation with one of my boys yesterday, and he was talking about how but Mase, like the West brought Christianity to
Africa.
Yeah, you know what I mean? He's like, but what were our ancestors doing before that? And who says that was wrong? And I said, that's an interesting point. And I understand that, right? And I'm with you, you know what I mean? Once again, 2 points can coexist. My thing is, you're saying this, right? But you're still telling me that you're a Christian, yeah?
Me, personally.
No, him.
Guy,
him. So it's cool. So you're still saying you're a Christian, right? But this is the rebuttal that you're giving me.
Yeah.
Whilst I understand that, I'm like, this is my problem with a lot of Christians, is because we say we are. If I dare say that, hey, most of us, including myself maybe, are lukewarm Christians. Oh, no, I can't say that, because really and truly, God knows my heart, you know what I mean? And it's a personal journey. And I hate that line so much, because it gives a lot of people space to do rubbish or not get pulled up, you know what I mean? And the Bible does say that we should judge our brothers and sisters righteously, you know what I mean? And I was asking him, I said, bro, so whether or not that's true or not, the fact is, do we at least agree that there is truth in the Bible? He said, yes. I said, we also believe that maybe not everything is true, you know what I mean? Or there's been truth taken out of it, right? I said, cool. I said, but even just this Bible, the easiest piece of concise information closest to this being Christ and God that you have around you, right? Because let's be honest, bro, when was the last time you dedicated your actual time or energy to use tech to go and find more information about Christ, you know what I mean, or God? You don't do that. So the Bible that's right there, you don't even read that, but you're gonna open your mouth to me and say, oh yeah, but bro, like, they introduced it to us. What were we doing before? Have you tried to check what we're doing? You know what I mean? I feel like, yeah, man, like a lot of people in this day and age, like we don't think for ourselves. I feel like we're we're in trouble in some way, shape, or form. Do you know? Because you speak on these things a lot. Yeah. This is me saying this, and I don't know nowhere near as much as you do on like current affairs and like history and politics, right? And I'm here saying, bro, I can't lie, we're in trouble. How do you feel?
Yeah, no, of course. I feel like I say this a lot in it, but like because we're the new adults, I think that's where the trouble's come in. I think we can have these conversations, these tensions, these hypocrisies. That's fine. It coexists. It's been here for the beginning of time. Yeah. But when you become the adult, what you add on top of that is a responsibility and obligation, duty. Yeah. When you're a kid, you can just live and go, yeah, God knows my heart. Of course, God's going to judge you as a child. Yeah. You don't know nothing. But when you get older now and you keep referring to religion and you keep saying, you know, you can do better, but you don't do better. That's where God might be judging us as well. Yeah. So I think when it comes to like politics, when it comes to world crisis, when it comes to like even investigating religion, the issue is that we're adults and we don't want to take on that responsibility. We want the rewards of adulthood. We want it to be that if I speak with authority, you must listen. You can't chat to me. I can go here, I can buy this. But when it comes to actual servitude, that's a part of adulthood that we can't reckon with, because we probably feel like our childhood or our upbringing was some sort of like prisoner complex where we feel like now that I'm older, I can do what I like. And I think that creates more ignorances, because you're trying to justify your own ignorance rather than going, I don't know that, let me dedicate time. A lot of the things that we consume, things that we do, there's no authority there that's really telling us what to do. And I think Christianity is the type of religion, especially how we practice it, that will encourage that, because it will tell you that, as you said, you can do all these negative things, but still on a Sunday come to church, do what I got to do. Then on the next day you can be bad, or you can do that, which is, everyone does it. But I think Christianity, because of the connection with the West and how the West has taught it and it's combined it with capitalism, it's a lot harder to know, these are my boundaries, these are my ethical, moral boundaries versus this is personal boundaries. And I think when you get older, you need to start saying, the West is going to allow you to do anything you want to do, essentially. But just because you can, should you? And that's where religion fills in that gap and goes, I could do this every day, all night. It's not even illegal. But my religion says, have some restraint. And I think that's where people are conflating the boundaries. It's like that. But I guess to answer the person's question in terms of that, like, or what he was saying, it's like, there's a lot of hypocrisies. And I think society, our religion, all that kind of stuff, it enables it.
Like, I don't even like. I even have my I have my own bone to pick with religion. I feel like Christianity is not, I don't fully agree with Christianity. I just feel like Christianity is the closest thing to what I agree with. I believe that Christianity is man-made spirituality. Right. So the essence of Christianity, to be Christ-like and to know Christ, I'm 100% for. You know what I mean? All the intricate changes and details, the books that have been removed, whatever, that whole concept there's some things that I'm not for, and I'm just more so of, my view is more so as, okay, cool, I'm a follower of Christ. I'm a member of the kingdom of God. You know what I mean? I feel like that's more so what it is. And even that comes with knowledge, insight, reading, you know what I mean? Like, I'm learning every day, you know what I mean? But I feel like there's one problem with adulthood that I'm seeing now is it's normalized for people to be ignorant, and of course we're all ignorant to some extent, innit? But ignorance is normalized. Like I can tell you, I'm not gonna vote because I don't know what they're doing. You know what I mean? Everyone, like, brother, they're all liars and cheaters and thieves. You know what I mean? So I ain't gonna vote. You know what I mean? How do you respond to people who have that kind of view on?
They're not gonna vote. Okay.
Politics? Because you are the founder of the saying everything is political. You know what I mean?
The founder. Kill me. As you said, listen, I know why people don't vote. I'm in the community as well. I know voting is not something I feel like it's going to transform society all the time. But the easiest thing to say is that you have the privilege of voting. There's people that are dying every day to vote and to influence their, society, influence the experiences of their neighbours, not even you, your neighbours. There's someone now who's on a life machine. There's someone now who's is a cancer patient waiting for treatment. There's people on like low income that, if I'm not voting for myself, at least I could do is turn up to a voting poll quickly and vote on their behalf. If not for me, if I'm good, then what does it what do I lose out by voting on someone else's behalf, the weakest in society? Because they can't have the individual privileges of taking themselves out of certain instances. Like, we might be able to navigate it. So that's one thing. Do it for your neighbor, even if not for yourself. But obviously, it's a privilege to do it. I think also, just on a basic thing, it's like, bro, you won't even listen to someone's album, but you'll be out here telling me, make sure stream it so it gets to #1. So when it's time to vote for things that you want to be affiliated with, it's easy, because we do things all the time that make no difference. But it's exceptional for voting, because you can now make it look like, oh, I'm not part of that, or whoever you associate with politics, whether it's the people or the politicians, it's not cool. So it's not really cool necessarily, and not in like a people are so superficial, don't want to be cool, but really and truly, you will vote for things that don't. Are people not voting for Love Island?
Yeah, people do,
and it's a game, show and stuff like that. Cool, whatever. But
I think the process is also very convenient as well.
Oh, you vote at home?
On your phone, you just press
you vote at home. And if it's convenient, then cool. Then you should also do a campaign to make sure that you can vote electronically. There's postal vote. It's not going to be more than how many meters from your house where you go and vote. So
yeah, no, you're right.
What I mean, like,
but people don't really. I think people don't care enough, and people have the conspiracy that yeah, man, like, it's all fixed anyway. Yeah. Whether that comes from truth or not, a lot of people just think that. So if you're even gonna tell me, yeah, it's fixed, then what?
It's fixed in a way where
should I vote then?
It's not that. It's fixed in a way where if you're not participating, your views don't matter. So it's fixed because if you're always going to be outside and not participate and try and influence it, you're not going to be in the game. That's fine. For those people who are invested interest in it and participate, whether it takes 100 years or 10 years, their voices has been heard. There's protests all the time about things that you don't care about, but they get their voices heard. Why? Because they know that, oh, right, there's a people that are going to come out and stress me as an MP because I haven't done it. You care about this same thing for years. We've cared about knife crime. We care about things that affect our community for so long. But there's nothing in the government that makes them feel like or racism, right? There's nothing in the government that makes them feel like if I say this to this woman, we have to border up the doors in Parliament because they're going to come for us. Yeah. There's some topics that you know that if you say something like that, London has shut down England. And that's the thing. We haven't made our issues consequential. And that's why you feel like there's no skin in the game. But we're here today. We're doing all this stuff because there was a political movement, whether it was riots from the 70s, 80s that made sure there was... Whatever it is, we are a product of politics anyway. However you want to play is cool. And the whole system is rigged, not just politics, economics. If I was to tell you that your situation is rigged because you come from a certain background, a certain demographic, the way the economy is running, who fixes things, you lot that are saying you're going to be millionaires, I could really be rude and be like, it's fixed. Yeah. Take your 40k job and sit down. And it's not a disrespect, but that's fixed. But it doesn't stop you lot hustling. It doesn't stop you lot trying to be like, let me get second income. Let me read these books, self-help books. You will do that knowing that that's probably the biggest fix. Is the economy. That's the biggest fix. Politics, that is the biggest fix. So it's like it's more just having to spin it on people and go, I hear what you're saying about politics, but let me give it to you in another way. Would you still feel the same way? And it clearly means something because at least people show up and are getting things changed for them. It's not for us, but someone else is benefiting. And at least let's cover all grounds. Let me do the politics thing. You lot do the media thing to influence people's views. Someone else does something else, and together we're a collective. I think it's when it's too... everyone puts it on voting as the only way to solve issues. We have to cover all fronts, and I think... I don't mind that, but I think sometimes when it's people try and negate what people in politics do, it's counterproductive because now you're telling everyone not to vote. You're not helping me help us on my side. Yeah. And now we're putting all our eggs in to the basket of everyone leaving the ends and becoming a millionaire. Yeah. Now,
and it's not likely. It's not likely. Everyone can't. Everyone can't leave the ends and become a millionaire and look after their friends and family. Yeah, I even doubt half you was even going to do that anyway. You know what I mean? But fair enough.
You add systemic racism. Gender inequality. Yeah. So who's going to be the rich person that's going to do all this? I want to know because... my dreams seem much more real than everyone else's sometimes. So I'm like, okay, cool, what here? Let me see if I can get something done. Let me see if I can get something done in my way and I'll wait till you become a millionaire. Yeah. And let's wait and let's see who gets it done first. Yeah. Let's wait here together.
That's so funny. Fair enough. I definitely believe that, like you, because of your educational background and studying economics history, that I'm sure that will probably give you a better insight and understanding into, not getting lost in the whole concept of politics is fixed, so let's not But I feel like you understand it enough to know whether it's fixed or it's not fixed. Though there is still a part of this that needs fixing by me and my people. Like we need to do some fixing. You know what I mean? And it's not an excuse, of course not. But I'm just saying, society, surprise, surprise, normalizes people that are adults that should be voting to be like, nah, man, I don't know enough. Like, I don't know enough. I'm part of the people that I'm talking about. It's not good. I would like to
but they, as you said, they do it on purpose, isn't it? Like, life is hard. Before you think about the cost of living, before you think about yourself, your family, voting becomes lower down. And if maybe it was more easy like Love Island, they could do it like that, but there's a reason why they won't make it harder for us to participate, because they can't be accountable to every single person. Let me just be accountable to the 60-plus-year-olds who will stay at home and say that, oh, can you move the bus stop because it's too far from my house? It might seem dumb to us, but the bus stops will be moving all around to help make sure that Jane from wherever she is can get to where she's going. So it's designed like that. It's not going to be easy, but I guess the cliche thing, nothing worth having will come easy.
Yeah, no, fair enough. You know, I actually also wanted to ask you as well, do you believe that people should speak out on injustice all the time? Or do you feel like there's sometimes that people should sit it out?
This is where me and you were outside and you were like, you're coming for me and my creatives. You're coming for us. So now we can have this conversation.
Of course. You know, and this is what I wanted, because it's like, for one, I take absolutely no offense. Even if you were talking about, I take no offense. No, you weren't talking about me.
No, I wasn't. But what were you going to say? Remember we were outside and you said to me, you could correct me if I'm wrong, for the record. I was gonna record something, not blasting you. It wasn't those words.
Oh yeah, no.
Then I spoke to my sister, and then she kind of spoke me off the ledge.
Alright, cool. Basically, what I was gonna say is, and I'm happy I didn't do it, because I'd rather have this conversation. Because things can get misconstrued or whatever, or the fact that I don't know as much as I would like to may look differently had I done that. Whereas here I can say there's no ego involved. Like you know more than me on this, absolutely. You know what I mean? And that's why I would love to hear from you. But with the little that I know, what I was gonna say is that you're calling out people, influencers and people in the social media space, right? Calling them out for not speaking about something. On the one hand, I'm like, good, rightly so, because they have a duty. You know what I mean? We all do, but people who have a following and have a stance in society more so, I'm with that. However, in the same breath, I'm also like, if we're talking about people not having the same kind of knowledge, right? I don't know as much as you. Doesn't make you or I any better than the other, but the fact remains, I don't know as much as you. I might not want to talk on this, you know what I mean? And in a society where you say one thing wrong and you're done. Like, your career is done. I mean, these are people that, and once again, I start off by saying that I agree with you for your initial point, for calling them out and you know, basically putting out the word that, hey, we have a duty when there's injustice, come out and speak on it. You know what I mean? And I'm with that. But in that same breath, I feel like I'm now torn when it's like, even me, like, well, my heart was torn and still is when I see what's happening in Palestine, Congo, and wherever else. You know what I mean? Because even that, I could come and say, oh yeah, what's happening in Palestine is bad, Congo is bad. Someone else will come and tell me, oh, what about this country? What about that? And people will get blasted that way. So when people sit it out, like, is it always a thing of drawing them out, when sometimes it's better that they sit it out? If you're not fully equipped to come and speak on something that is so delicate, maybe you shouldn't speak. And so that was my point. And that's why I was like, well, I rate you for speaking out so boldly, and you calling out the whole because I feel like more than just calling out people, you're basically calling out the idea that people creating this fantasy life in their own bubble is worth more than humanity. And I agree with that. But then when we now get down to it's because like I've wanted to speak on it, Bears, but I'm like, but I don't know. Like, and I probably even know more than a lot of my peers, who, you know what I mean? But even then, I still don't think it's enough. You get it? And to know enough is one thing. The second bit is to be able to communicate effectively. Not everybody has that skill. It's a skill in itself. To be able to talk politically and to talk with political correctness is a skill.
Facts, yeah.
And it's like someone can know enough, someone can mean well, but they ain't got that skill. And now they've come out because they were peer pressured into speaking up or something. Now they've used one or two words in the wrong way, and they've mentioned the wrong people, and they haven't really said this in the right way, and their career's done. Why? I don't blame no one for not trying to risk that, especially when this is your bread and butter.
Facts. And again, I'll start off by going.
Go on.
I empathise with people whose sole income comes from public perception and the controversies that come with that and how their career ebbs and flows with that. I also empathise with people that are in particular industries where maybe there might be a fear that your boss might have a different view to you or the brands might have a different view to you, and therefore they will drop you because it doesn't align with that. 100%. And I will also caveat that with saying most people are in those industries. Like, my industry might not be visible, but I still have to answer to certain people who there's a certain commercial element to it where I might be disrupting. Like, it's not unique to the media industry, and that's where some people feel like it's a bit narcissistic, because it's like, I could also be dropped. Do you know how many people are dropped by their jobs every single day, and they're lawyers and they're bankers and all that because it's been about Palestine? It's not unique to the visible industry, but I do understand the pressure from that, right?
Okay.
What I will say, and it's so many different ways, because I know there's so much there, so correct me if you re-ask the question again.
Go on.
But there's one thing about, let's say, the genocides that are happening. My thing is that, of course, there's a history to it that's complicated, and some histories feel more complicated or a lot more controversial than others. Cool. But there was a very particular point, particularly in the Palestinian genocide, where it's like, no one was asking you to talk about the history of Palestine and Israel. Nobody was asking you to talk about apartheid state. No one was even asking you to bring them to the ICC. What we were saying is that at the time, or currently, we can estimate there's over 100,000 deaths in a small part of Palestine itself. A lot of those are children and women, right? There is no time in history where I need to know the root cause of killing civilians. Because I can sit here now and go, the genocide in Rwanda and all that stuff. Not everyone knows what happened, but what we do know, too many people died. One death is too much. So at what point is you sharing, let's raise funds for this? We're having a party. Let these proceeds go to Congo. No one's asking you to say, oh, no one's asking you to show that you protested. No one's asking you to do, but at the same time, my issue is more like there's people dying and you're worried about if I misspeak because people are dying. Okay, what topic do we know enough about? None. There's no topic that we know enough about that I can sit here and go, I'm not Palestinian. I'm not from the Middle East. There's things that I'm not going to know and I still don't know. And every day I'm looking at it, I understand and I try and learn just to help me have these conversations. But my red line, civilians, children, women, men dying for no apparent reason other than you want to ethnically cleanse them. I don't care. I don't even care if Palestine started it, if I'm being honest with you, because you cannot tell me there's a justification for that. That's the one thing I would say. It's genocide that I'm against. The politics, leave that to the politicians. You don't know enough, you're never going to know enough, fair enough. But people are dying. The other things is that, okay, might not be well versed to articulate yourself and all that kind of stuff. Okay, cool. As a community, right? It's basically what we said before. There's a book there, there's the internet. Google it. You don't want to Google it. It's not because you can't. It's been how many months now? 9 months since the genocide? Palestine, I'm talking about Palestine particularly. No one could have, in 9 months, you could have finished first year uni. 9 months, you would have not known how to drive and started to drive and bought a car. 9 months, I would have become pregnant and had to give birth to a baby. But all now, a live current affair genocide, no one took out a Saturday afternoon to sit down in 9 months. October will say you didn't know. November will say December, January, February, March, April, May, June, July.
You still don't know. No.
What are we talking about here? And again, the adults thing. I'm talking to I'm talking to adults. Like, what are we really doing here? So I think that's my thing. But with the whole industry, particularly, my gripe my personal bias, I've always told you, my personal bias is that industry for me, I never really understood. Not understood. It's not me.
Got you. Yeah,
it's not me. It's not really me.
Yeah.
So I understand that. But number two, it's that you benefit off of, a lot of the time, people who are not white, you benefit from either the funding, the platform saying that you're community driven, you're pro-black, you want to help this and that, you want to be a change maker. There's always something community based around the awards that we get. There's always something community about when people are getting an award and they take their speech. It's always like, oh, I want to help black, want to strengthen this diversity, inclusion. That's cute. But the time we needed community and diversity and inclusion, it wasn't there. So you want to use that. It makes me feel like the words community are very hollow. Yeah. It's simple community. It's getting more people who are going to be part of the 1% or 2% to be part of the 1 or 2%. But our community's over here. What are we really doing for our community? Leave Palestine alone and we can have that conversation. But Palestine alone, let's just say it's not where we're from. Obviously, there's things happening in Nigeria, let alone Palestine, in whatever. Cool. You didn't before October 7th, no one was protesting about this stuff. Well, there was people, don't get me wrong, there's people, but in our sphere, it was protesting. So it's not when something happened in Palestine that you now bring that up. Because for me, that's wrong. And if you're part of the Palestinian movement, the pro-Palestine movement, you'll see that we link all these issues together. We call it, we're against imperialism, we're against apartheid, we're against injustice. Now, I don't need to know what's going on in Tigray. I don't need to know what's going on in your country, but join this because we're going to dismantle the system once and for all. I'm not against the racism against black single girl in Camden only. Like that, who can I link up with to destroy this thing? So my thing is that if you're really part of the movement, you will know that we're all doing it together. We're not like, do you know what I mean? So you're never going to know enough. But I just think the excuses a lot of the time is that reality, no one's going to force you. You don't surround yourself with people that give you pressure. That's why you don't think it's good. But if I'm around people, my timeline probably looks different. So I'm like, I'm not even saying enough.
Yeah. Fair enough. I do hear that, you know. Sorry, can I have a cup, please? Sorry. Thanks. Thank you. And a drink, please. Sorry. Oh, thank you. You're far too kind. Sorry. Well, hey, guys, that is a service we get here at London Podcast Studios. So yeah, if you want to shoot your podcast like myself or any other sort of content, feel free to go on londonpodcaststudios.co.uk. Tell them Charlie Mase said, yeah, you might just get a freebie. I'm just kidding. You know, but honestly, come down. It is the best place to be. And also, whilst you're still here, subscribe. Thanks. Toodles. Sorry. Thanks for the drink. Such good service. I do hear that. I feel like, you know, the world as we know it has been created to divide us all. You know what I mean? And divide and conquer is the real thing. So I feel like if everyone's mind is in a different place, it's almost impossible to unite. You know what I mean? And like, whilst like I don't disagree with anything that you said. I just at the same time, there's going to be people who are going through such levels of, in their mind, because obviously, as I said, struggle is relative. They're going through their struggles, you know what I mean?
What kind of like personal struggles?
Personal struggle. As in just like, hey, cost of living is dealing with a lot of people, you know what I mean? So whilst it is horrific and horrendous and inhumane and no one deserves to be treated the way the Palestinians and anyone anywhere who is suffering in that type of way, right? Someone can be like, in my own day, that I can not go on my phone or I can be on a algorithm of TikTok that's not going to show me that, you know what I mean? And I won't see it. But what I can see is my own struggle, you know what I mean? Is me struggling to make ends meet. And I feel like this whole cost of living time also has a massive effect on community. I feel like it doesn't allow us to. I feel like community has weakened ever since. You know what I mean? Because it's like, if I'm like before, I was always known for like, hey, everyone will come to my house. You know what I mean? We'll link up. You know what I mean? Let's all be happy and merry and joke, whatever. Let's go and do this. Cool. I'm always going to my people's house, going check on them, help out, you know what I mean? Just be present, because for me, community is a big thing for me, you know what I mean? I've lived a life that's allowed me to understand now more than ever, no matter how much, you know, we pray for success and abundance, the only thing that's actually worth anything isn't money, it's the people, you know what I mean? Like, we live in a capitalist society that, you know, that entails having money to be able to do certain things, fair enough, but money doesn't matter. Money is a tool to get things done. People that actually matter are the people. And if I now can't do for myself to a good enough standard, as much as I love the people, I'm now like, boy, I can't pour from an empty cup, man. You know what I mean? And I feel like everyone, from those who even cared about community in the first place to those who didn't really, everyone is now in this pool of, bro, listen, just my own, I'm struggling, man. So whilst that, so now I commend and I envy people in your position that are still so like you're dying on that hill. You know what I mean? Of no, this is injustice. We need to do something. I envy because I'm like, bro, like when I can, I can, and I will. But sometimes I can't, and I feel like for a lot of people, it's like they just can't.
Yeah, like
they just can't.
If they, and as I said, like I'm still part of the cost of living generation. Like
yeah, of
like
course.
I'm not a rich person doing this. Doing like, well, do you know what I mean? One day God willing, innit? But I'm like, yeah, a lot of this is people are wired different. A lot of this is wired different. And I always say God doesn't put the same thing in front of everybody. My one might be more like, guys, I'm going to do a video, I'm going to say this. Other people are, as I said, lawyers, activists on the ground, going there, giving out food, you know, aid, all that kind of stuff, 100%. And other people will just be like, let me just make people happy. So there's joy. There's like, I would say there's some sort of spirituality with even joy and resilience. When you laugh and able to laugh despite the things that's trying to kill us, we should have fun. 100%, I get that. And I think it's just your own principles. It's principles because we also come up from places where we didn't have bare stuff, but the parties, there would be food. Someone would cook the food. Really, we also come from places where our parents came from different countries or did that. We know what it is to have joy in the struggle. So we're not new to that. But I think what's happened is that we've prioritized some of our individual ambitions for ourselves and the world, for ourselves over what's happening in the world. And I think people can't understand the metric of success that doesn't have money, fame, visibility associated with that. I think people don't have, there's no like, because even when I do this, some people ask me, oh my God, you get paid to do this? Or like, I'm like, why would you care? Like, are you so worried about me that I'm sitting at home making a video, not eating, and I'm on the floor doing nothing? Or do you cannot understand the concept of this, that the incentive is not financial? That's why people are wired different. Because if everything was financial incentive, we wouldn't get half the stuff up. We wouldn't have the NHS. We wouldn't have all the things that you get. We wouldn't have that. So you have to hope there's people like me who don't do things to our money incentive. You know, so I empathize with people, I really do. But at the same time, I think the privilege that I have, I see it in the smallest of things. I see it in, we're having this podcast video and there's no bomb dropping on my head. I see it in the thing of like, okay, at least I'm educated. If I wanted to switch craft, I could. It might not be glamorous, but I could do that. You know, like there's people living in the Caribbean, there's hurricanes. Like I just see the blessing in the fact that I can have clear water. There's not an outbreak of polio right now. So maybe that's just where my level of privilege is coming from. And sometimes it's just too far down for people. They're like, no, the privilege is coming, you know. So I'm like, I get it. And people make a choice. But as you spoke about in the beginning, innit, there's a part in the Bible, I don't even know where it is, but my boy was telling me about this when I had a dinner with him, and he was basically saying like there's a story about, you know, when God says he's going to separate the sheep from goats or something like that. Yeah, something like that. Yeah. And he's like, I'll separate you guys. But even then, those like sheep, like when I came to you and told you that, like, when I came to you with food or whatever, you ignored me, you didn't house me, you didn't feed me. And they're like, when did you ever come to me for that? Like, when did you ever come to me? Why would I deny you, God? He goes, yeah, but the poor woman that was there, or the homeless people, the people in genocide. So my thing is that I don't want to go to hell but indirectly. Because God did not put us on this earth. Because my thing is that when God comes, all your dreams, you're going to realize it has nothing to do with him. Yeah. And when he judges you, fair enough. When he judges you, he's gonna be like, yeah, so you felt poor, but you wasn't poor. You felt poor, but you wasn't. Like, you felt this, but you wasn't. You compared yourself to this. I didn't compare you to that. And I told you already that whoever is, you're born in my image, so why that worry you? Yeah. But I came to you to ask you to be stewards of this earth. That was your only one job, you know. Whatever you do in between, if you like. That's why it says, give unto Caesar what is Caesar's. Yeah. Do what you have to do in the world, but give unto God what is God's. So my thing is that when judgment day comes, how am I going to justify? No, but God, obviously, you know how it was like when I was on the internet, where people were getting this, so I wanted to get that. He'll be like, that's fine. That wasn't my instruction. He said, but that wasn't the curriculum. Yeah, he said, but people were dying, and I told you, like, death is probably the worst thing you could do. Killing wives and killing children, but you said the worst thing that I could be was needy. Flipping it. Okay. Flipping. So let us enjoy it. If your heaven is on earth, do your thing. Yeah. If your heaven is on earth, do your thing.
I feel like a lot of us indirectly
even
we don't want to accept it.
Our heavens on earth. We're not sure about what's going on next. So that's why I gotta be flexing here, because if you lot don't think I'm lit,
bro, no, I swear down.
If you don't think I'm lit, then I'm done. But God, this is last time.
I promise you. I've had this conversation with a few man, and we're like, bro, listen. People, they don't know what's happening next, you know what I mean? Yeah. But like, listen, I don't know what's gonna happen with them, but at least now, God, make I show now. Yeah. Let me do my thing now. You get it?
Thanks.
Like and it's mad because a lot of those people will tell you that they believe in God and they believe in Christ. I'm not here to even judge. I'm just here to even laugh at myself, because I may be a part of that as well. And I'm just like, it's nuts. But then on the flip side, I also have this thing of, I believe God is love, right?
Yeah.
I believe essentially everything, God is judge, but essentially, right, God is love. Yeah, and that's why, the golden rule, I believe, is to love God with all your heart, mind and soul. And the next thing was love your neighbor, right? So I'm like, okay, cool, great. So God is love. But I feel like a lot of us, we only want to do the right thing, do right by God and please God because we don't want to go hell. And I'm like, whilst I'm listening, everyone that's righteous and that's doing their thing, I support you, I rate you, like I love God, hallelujah, Christ. For now, big man thing, because I feel like what my thing is and what's actually preventing me, because I have a lot of things that I feel like press me on my heart, innit? And I don't do it because my main thing is, it's not about perception, is I don't want to be fake. I don't want to force nothing, you know what I mean? I want to be very organic, and that's why I've made content that may look like it's Christian type of content, and people come to me, oh, wow, we love that content, thank you for that, you should do more. And I'm like, listen, I don't want to be known as a Christian TikToker.
Yeah, okay.
I'd rather be known as a TikToker who happens to be a
Christian,
you know what I mean? Yeah. I'm a Christian, so, because I feel like there's the realness aspect. I can deceive all of you lot and act a certain way, but God knows what's in my heart, innit? And I'm just like, with a lot of people, like I see us and it's like, bro, you want to do this and do that, but is it because we love God so much so that we want to do it, or are we just scared of going hell? Because I'll be real, I'm scared of going hell. And that's first and foremost, you know what I mean? I'm scared of going hell. I don't want to go hell, you know what I mean? But I'm like, okay, cool. In the name of love, if there was no hell, would we all want to live the same lives that we're aspiring to live in the spiritual aspect of things?
Do you know what? That's a good question. I think that's a good question. And I think it's one of those questions that, again, until we die, we won't really know. When we're faced with what heaven is, we're like, oh, it's just that. I should have done more.
No, we can, because I'm saying, if there was, as in, and it's probably easier for people at home to answer because they're not on the camera.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? So I don't want to put no pressure on you, but I'm just being real. Like, if it was, okay, cool, love God, serve God, you know what I mean? Everything that's in the Bible. Only thing is, when it's done, everyone just dies.
Dips,
Like, there is no hell.
Yeah.
Nobody's getting punished for nothing.
Do you know what? I saw something like this, where it was like, you can never, not word for word, didn't paraphrase it, but it was like, someone was saying they will never regret believing in God. Because at the end of the day, if I commit my life to Christ, then at least at the end of the day, there's nothing there, I lived a fulfilling life. There's nothing about really following God that is restrictive in a way where you can't live a full life.
There is.
Like, what is it that you really want? That at a certain time in your life, you'll be like, it wasn't that deep.
Shagging.
So you think that for the rest of your life...
I'm speaking for people.
There's always someone... Where'd you get it? Are they phoning in? Yeah, okay, cool. Maybe, let's just do that. So even if it was sex, you can still have sex for the rest of your life.
Yeah, but no, because if we're going biblically, because you'd have to marry.
Yeah, so is it the marriage? So you can still... But can you see the concept of having sex for the rest of your life? It's still there.
Yeah.
But you don't want to marry first.
Some people cannot marry right now.
Why can't they marry?
It's not bees. They used to get married.
Yeah. No, okay, 100%. But I also would like to think that a lot of the things that I see now or when I was younger, I kind of based it on what's gone past. So younger, there's might of things I'll be like, I really want to do. When you get older, your routine changes anyway, and that doesn't become interesting. Let's give up partying. Partying for a lot of us right now. Take the edge off, escapism after a heavy week. But some of us are going there just to... it's not really changing our lives.
Oh, no party's going to change your life.
No, but and a lot of parties these days, out of 10, 2, 3 max were like, that's one for the books.
Oh, nowadays, but for me, I've been partying in it, you know what I mean? So I don't really.
So my assumption is, in the life that you live, eventually the things that we even feel like religion is kind of restricting, we probably end up just being like, it wasn't that deep.
Will I ever think sex is not that deep?
Sex is not. It probably is nice.
No, I feel anyone that says sex is not that deep, I feel sorry for the sex life.
Well, or are they more disciplined than you?
Maybe, or maybe that's just a twang.
Maybe it's a twang. Yeah, maybe it's a twang.
Because I can't lie.
And some people aren't sexual.
Who are they? Are they aliens?
No, some people are not like that. Some people, listen, as a girl, and there being men out there, or let's say for some girls, you might be able to test. Not all the men that are moving like they're not really.
What do you mean? They're not really what?
They're not really like. I can tell it's not your top 5 things to do.
As in the Mandem.
Yeah, as a girl,
yeah.
Mandem can say what they need to say to other man, like, oh, this and that and the other. But it's only the girls that they're eating that will tell you he's not really doing that. He's maybe
he's them man or not. You get it? Yeah.
It's always them man.
No. It's
them man, whoever you are, not Charlie.
No. Listen, you know what? Listen, because as I told you before the pod even started, I'm very self-aware. You get it? Yeah. Like there are men that are having sex because they just feel like it's what you do. Some men do it because of ego, just to tell the man, hey, they pipe this one, that one. Yeah. Certain men are doing it because they're a man, they're probably in the closet, so they're just, I mean, these are all different things. I don't subscribe to that. I have sex because I love the creation of women that God has created. They are so beautiful, and the women that I'm around that I see, the black women that I see, that are so damn it. Holy.
So you want to have sex with a lot of women, not just
No,
one.
Stop that. Where's my lawyer? Where's my lawyer, please? What the hell?
I said you could have sex for the rest of your life with one woman. But do you want to be able to have sex with a lot of people?
No, as in at some point, one woman. You know what I mean?
Okay.
Like now, I don't mind. Like one woman.
You need to. Do you want to have sex with everyone before you?
Not
everyone.
Are you my friend or my fool? Why are you saying this?
All types.
Why are you saying this for?
But when are you done?
When I'm done. What the hell? When I'm done, I'm done, bro.
When I'm done.
And you will know I'm done.
But when you're done, maybe the concept of sex changes. That's what I'm trying to say. Maybe the concept of having sex all the time might be like, I've done it. So I'm saying, going back to the original
I don't want to have, only a jobless man wants to have sex all the time.
But I'm saying, at one point in your life, it might end up being a case where sex is not that deep because now you're doing it with one person. You're like,
maybe like after like 70.
Maybe even then 70. Then there's a point in your life, innit? God willing, you live after.
Amen. No.
So,
I guess so, God.
But no, going back to your point, I do understand what you're saying. I feel like there's a lot of things where, okay, only because I fear hell that I'm not doing it. But at the same time, there's a wisdom with life. I think there's a lot of things I thought was just restrictive as a child, like why are you going out late and all that kind of stuff. When you get older, you start understanding.
Yeah, true.
Because if you have a kid now, is your kid going to that house party till 3 a.m. at 16 or 17 or 18 years old?
No. Do
you know what I mean?
Absolutely not.
But when we wanted to, we thought we could detect the danger. Yeah, we were like, no, come on, I'm going to Bing's house. Yeah. Your child is sending you to go into your old ops' ends for a house party.
It's mad things still.
So maybe with time, we realized those things were important. But imagine before that time, I risked my whole life, my morality, because I had a youthful mind. I think that's what God is trying to tell us, that we're his children. I'm telling you for your benefit, but I'm telling you before the time you're tested. So if someone tells you to do something before you're tested, you're like, it's not that deep. Until you go to a party, God forbid, and you get stabbed, and you realize, I don't want to go party again.
No, listen, you're absolutely right. So, all I was say, like, I'm with the man that said, hey, if I give my life to Christ and I die and there's no hell, I haven't lost.
Yeah.
I'd rather that than live life by my own rules, my own book. Breaking news. There is hell.
And I think we just need. I do like instruction.
Small. I heard that still.
I like small instruction because when will I stop?
Yeah, man.
What is it that I won't do then?
Yeah.
And I know
I'm
not wired.
What is it you won't do? Big man thing.
I'm not wired in the way other people are wired, you know. I assess risk and I'm like, you know, am I the first? Am I the last? And then I'll end up doing it. So me, sometimes I need instruction. Maybe politics is helping me. It's giving me some moral compass.
Fair enough. Are you a daredevil?
I'm not a daredevil, but sometimes I feel
Adrenaline junkie?
Adrenaline, nah. I don't like the heights thing.
Oh, sorry.
Nah. But there's some things I would do. Like, you know, some things where you're like, you're just in a mad place and there's a mad thing to do. And I'm just trying to be cryptic. But there's just mad stuff that you end up doing. You're like, But also it helps me because sometimes people don't think I'm like that.
Fair enough. Got you.
So it's just cool. It's cooler to be like, cool. I sometimes I do this. But yeah, man, I'm human being. and I only just have an interest in politics, but my day-to-day life looks like everyone else's.
You sure?
Do you not think so?
I don't know. Like
tell me what. Okay, you said that you knew me before. What is the difference now between when you first met? Obviously, not about details of whatever. I knew, what was the perception?
So you were friends, innit, with someone I knew.
Yeah.
You get it?
Yeah.
So I thought, okay, cool. You know, I probably like get. You know what I mean, like just girls, innit?
No, speak on. It's your pod.
Oh, so no, I was just saying, innit? I mean, so obviously, I just knew you as one of her friends, innit? And then so I was like, okay, cool, yeah. So, bruv, more or less the same thing that.
Like I'm on what she's on.
Yeah, man.
Okay, yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So and then afterwards, I'm hearing, okay, cool, like, bruv, you're it's like it comes across like you're not on what she's on, and you're on, yeah, I mean, this rigid road of, you know what I mean? And I'm like, okay, cool, fair enough, innit? Yeah. But I'm not gonna, and that's just life and people's perspectives.
Perception,
you know what I mean? But I mean. Yeah, if we was playing a drinking game, I don't know, they're asking for people who have had one night stands. I'm not gonna waste my guess on you. I'm gonna. That's
good though.
It's good. But I mean, even though I don't judge. If you know what I mean? If you have, that's your business. If you have one, it's your business. You know what I mean? But
until you want to wife them, and then you start saying it is your business, isn't it?
Okay. Speaking of wifing, sorry. I met you after a long time on the set of Dating Black.
Yeah.
Which was a dating show, great show. You know what I mean? Shout out Dating Black. You know what I mean? Shout out Dating Black. Go and watch it if you haven't already. And I remember like we was getting into a couple of jokey, light-hearted conversations, isn't it? You know what I mean? So you're also has a very. I feel like you have a strong enough view on dating, especially dating in the.
Well, is this behind the scenes that we had that conversation?
Yeah.
Get ready. Yeah.
So I mean, you're saying that until. I don't want to wife someone. Aren't there some things that you can hear from a guy and you just know, definitely, I'm not wifing him, or I'm not doing this.
Do you know what? When we had the pick of the bunch, when there was, when and it's not disrespectful, but when we
this is honestly
when we had the freedom to pick in it, of course there'll be things, and I think recently I did start thinking in my head like, do I need him to be open to like world views? Because it's all fun and games having like a sweet one or someone who's got money in that, and then when you talk to them about holidays, they're like, "Oh, swear down." That's my biggest, I think that's my biggest ick in general. It's just because of the age.
Yeah.
Not the background. We're all from the end, so I know some ignorant people, but I also know the biggest activists there. But if they goes, "Oh, swear down," is that what's going on? Like,
nah, mad, shut up.
But then he would want me to now wear a t-shirt saying "football against racism" when there's a banana against his favorite football player.
Idiots.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah,
do you know what I mean? So, but I don't know if there's. Probably just something I don't know, you know.
I'm happy you started off like that though, because that just goes to show when women try and ridicule the Mandem for our selection processes, you lot are just annoyed that you can't do it no more.
Of course, you know what?
And let's just say that stop making our lives hell because. You know what I mean? Things like
no. You can't get me, Charlie. Like,
I'm just saying, and it's okay because we're on the same team, right? And that is the team of what is right.
What is right? Okay.
What is right?
Do you know what? Yeah, 100%. Like, and I always say I don't like even. I've told you before, I don't even like talking about dating because I always feel like it's such a touchy subject with our generation that you can't even have it.
But it shouldn't be. We should be able to just say the honest truth and leave it as that, and not have the same generic. Conversations. I feel like there's some real life conversations.
There's some real life conversations that we need to have, but then on what platforms are they going to be done in a way where it's not just for a certain few? There's just so many different types of people who have this experience who want to take it from a different angle, but I think like sometimes the angles are always taken from a, not to be cliche, who's going to pay 50-50, and it's like,
I feel like we're past that.
We get it. In this economy, relax. Relax. Like, it's okay. But I think we just need to be honest. We do need to be honest if that's what we want to do. If we want to marry and we're like, we're 5 years out, maybe we're 5 years delayed. Okay, cool. When everyone turns 35 and let's just be doing our thing, cool, whatever. But it's hard.
Yeah.
It's hard because no one, I don't know, it's hard. Like, imagine I was telling you, okay, Mandem, like, you need to start earning money so we can do this thing. Are you going to take it on the chin and go, yeah, cool. You know what, I'm going to earn more money and get this girl. You're also going to swerve it.
Yeah.
You're also going to swerve it. You're not going to be like, do you know what, yeah, man, let's get our money up so we can marry. I'm not seeing nothing on the timeline going, guys, we're too broke, man. We're dating because you know what it is as well? the girls.
Oh my days.
The pool of girls are getting prettier.
Yeah.
Everyone is pretty anyway. Everyone's getting older anyway, so your spec is changing anyway. Whatever it is, you're doing all that stuff.
Yeah.
You have so much choice, even as someone who hasn't got peas.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Oh my god, you're still
so where are we going with this? So imagine the girls out here just doing, and I'm like, but for the man here who.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So it's hard. It's hard.
Well, that is your spot on.
It's hard. And then the girls as well, like the city girl thing as well. Where
that too doesn't help
because people are not, no disrespect, literate in the political economy. In a cost of living crisis, this city girl attitude is scary. I don't know who are you doing, unless it's the old man or you're getting flown out somewhere doing that. It's not realistic. So I think. That pressure, you'll see a lot of people tell you, when we go to these places, sometimes we shouldn't be in just to eat. And you'll be seeing young people there dating. And I'm like, there's no reason for you lot to be going to these expensive restaurants when you're young. So the Mandem are going to feel pressure from a young age to get a certain type of bag, which pushes them into certain places they shouldn't be in just because expensive. And as adults, if not for ourselves, the next generation is looking at us like, so this is what it takes to have a home.
Yeah.
Rather than going, listen, bro, the world is tough, it's rough. And if you never become a millionaire, you're never going to marry.
I can't lie to you. I've for a long time that was me in it. I've come to the point now where I'm gonna give myself grace. 500,000. If not, I'm not getting married.
500,000.
Yeah, man.
In this economy.
Do it as you wish. Do it as you want. I'm sorry because I'm so sorry. I'll be damned. I'll be damned if I let love. Yeah, that's stupid. What you guys throw around. I'll be damned if I let love be the reason why I overlook. Yeah, the economical situation that I'm in and the devices that I have.
But I'm saying about love, not children. What is the financial burden?
You said marriage.
Yeah, marriage. I'm talking about marriage.
Yeah.
Not like the
marriage is not just the wedding day, and even that costs a lot of money.
Yeah. So what else is 500,000 gonna make sure that you can do for your marriage?
This is my own answer.
No, of course you can't be wrong.
It's my wedding.
Yeah.
My honeymoon.
Oh, so okay, you want to do it big. You have to now because
it's not even big, but it's big enough.
You've committed to the social media life, Charlie. So
no.
When you get married, all that hide in your girl's face, it's not going to work for anybody.
No, stop, man. Listen, you see that? Yeah, I live life on my own rules. I promise you, bro. If I want to keep that private, I will keep it private. I must have a destination wedding, not because it's anything extravagant.
You want people to come.
Just to make sure all these fuckers that think, oh yeah, I know you don't know me, fuck off.
Oh, is it?
You know what I mean? No,
okay.
Family and friends, you get it? Please, this is for the rest. It's for the rest of you. I feel like marriage gives you a chance to start again.
Oh, so you're running? What are you running from?
No, you know, it's just because I'm at the point now where I understand what my mum used to tell me growing up, that it's not good to have too many friends. You know what I mean? Yeah. I'm seeing it now. It's not. And I envy people who don't have as much friends because it's like it sometimes it can start off from a good place. Even you just wanting to be there for people that you actually love, but you happen to love so many flipping people, and it's just one of you, and then everybody's having kids at the same time, or everybody's getting married at the same time, or everybody needs an heir. You know what I mean? Everybody needs flipping that, bruv.
Yeah.
And now I'm now conflicted about attending to my friends and my people, and I'm sacrificing
yourself, my
own life. That's a bit mad. So okay, cool. When I get married, use that as an excuse to just
so smaller tribe.
Yeah, smaller tribe, and then just the peace of mind of knowing that what the next few years entail, I believe that I'm equipped to
get to 500k.
Face it. So yeah, man. That's
okay.
You know what I mean?
Oh, as in after you're married, you want to make sure you have.
Yeah, man. Because I'm like, if your wife, even if you do have kids, if your wife ain't gonna be working, you should. I'm not gonna be that nigga. It's just like, so babe, when are you going back to work? Because I have it all under control, and I also believe that there's an element of, I think, relationship and money trauma from growing up that I obviously have. You know what I mean? And I feel like a lot of people have, whether they're able to communicate that or not. It's I've grown up seeing a relationship where, I don't know, for at least 20 years it was bad, bro. You know what I mean? Like my sisters are, one's only 21, the other was 23. The one that's 23, she's never, from the day she's been born, she hasn't seen a happy marriage. So I'm now looking, okay, cool. With all of that being said, I'm not cool with my pops, right? even though I'm aware that, hey, both of them might have played
a role,
their own part in it. Yeah. One probably did more, but no one's a saint here, right? But the one thing that my dad told us growing up, well, like in the last 10, 15 years, I think, he was like, and it rattled me. He was like, all he would say is, things started going left when he didn't have money.
Right, yeah.
When he lost the job and he yada yada yada, like that was that yeah, like. Before that, everything was fine. Whether that's the truth or not, the fact is
that's how he sees it.
That's what he's given to man. You know what I mean? And he's told all of us that, and I'm like, okay, cool. I know my strengths, I know my weaknesses, and I know that seeing what these that have gone through, I wouldn't wish that on no one. You know what I mean? Like I even hate the fact that my sisters have grown up seeing that. You know what I mean? But I'm also so grateful at the women that they've become, seeing that, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So with everything, I'm like, okay, cool. I'll be damned if I get into a relationship where I don't believe that I'm fully or as prepared as I can be as an adult man before I get into this. Because everybody will say love, everybody will say age, everybody will say this. Yeah. When shit hits the fan, and this is another reason why my wedding is going to be small, because you people that invite so many people to your wedding, when shit hits the fan, after they've eaten your chicken and your rice and they've showered with you and they've done everything, when shit hits the fan, how many of these people are there for you? How many people can you even trust to be there for you?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Or for your wife to be there for that, like, because you need these people to be like, if my wife has the issue, she can't come to me. Yeah, you're bro, like she can come to you and say, listen, on a level. And I think you're right. I think, listen, your hesitations, I share the same. Like, growing up, and you know, there's certain things that you wish you had or didn't have. Of course, that's a trauma there, as you said. And I think the language, we're not associating this stuff with trauma, so it looks like braggadociousness, or it looks like just make believe, but they come from somewhere. But when you break it down, sometimes breaking it down allows you to see what are you associating with money that money can't buy you. So sometimes there's a metric that we're looking for, which is security. You want security, right? But people are marrying without 500k and living thingy lives. Yeah. You might not see them, but clearly people are, because look at the stats. 500k people are the 1%, and cool. So there's that. But there's also just breaking it down and going, okay, can you just unlearn that trauma? Because trauma doesn't mean it's real. It just means that how you experience something. Yeah. If you let what you experience now determine the rest of your life, you're using the past trauma to shape a life that doesn't necessarily exist anymore. So what I mean by that is, for example, we live in a completely different time to our parents and a completely different context. We live in a cost of living crisis. So any decisions you make will not look like the 500k dream you might have had a couple of years ago, because we don't need 500k, or we did need 500k, whichever version it is. You can also look at marriage a different way. And I'm not married, so it's not for me to say, but just in terms of like the logic or things I've seen, is that 500k could easily become 250k if you saw your wife as an equal partner in this relationship. Oh yeah. Fair enough. And it's still a lot of money, but there's still that. Then on top of that, it's like, okay, 500k before you get married, fair enough, is specific, but obviously it's just a joke. It's a joke. But there's a destination, and I think sometimes with marriage, or serious relationships, people think that that's the end result, like that's the destination. Yeah, but really, it's a journey that a lot of people who came out of uni started a long time, and they're just going to earn 500k whilst they're married. It's not something that stops them from going, because I think there's something about getting to know somebody and having that serious bond that money can sometimes blur, you know. But I say that to say that there's so many different ways that because when you look at the figures that we're creating, if you really break down what you need and then the money associated with it, you realize that it might not even get to 200k. You know, of course. It might not even get there, but it's only when you break it down. But as you said, the trauma is scary, but you have to unlearn it, because women are unlearning traumas as well. We're trying our best, but that was just cool. And I get what you're saying though.
That was my perspective. Yeah. And obviously the money thing is truth and a bit of joke. Of course. More so, I believe it's even down to a spiritual thing. But I'm going to touch on that after you answer this, please, because before the pod, you said, and I was like, this is an interesting take. You said a lot of the men aren't getting married and are not settling down because they ain't making bread.
Facts.
So why now shift and act like I say, oh no, it's not my bread, when you even said it. The man them are not getting married or settling down because they don't feel like they're making enough bread. And really and truly, you don't even need to have bread to have a little bit of fun and have a little bit of,
I think that conversation, there's different parts to it, but definitely. So I think one part, the bit I don't want to cover, so I disclaim it, is the fact that it's the sheer amount of men that finances are the issue is what I think is frightening. It's not because people haven't got the money. We're all here. We're all a paycheck away from saying, listen, start worrying about money, whatever, it's cool. But at the same time, it's like, it just feels like the amount of women maybe who are financially ready or ready-ish versus the man that you're meeting feels a bit skewed. Sometimes it feels like, why am I meeting you at such a, but don't get me wrong, the ambition is different. So I'm not looking at it like I'm leading a household. I need to earn this much. As a woman, my privilege is the fact that I can earn anything and I could still want to date a man who's earning comfortably because I don't have the burden of trying to lead a family. Whereas a man is going to, can I cover all the costs? Can I do all that stuff? So I get that. So I think, but going back to what you're saying, I think people are not marrying because a lot of them are not earning enough money. They're not earning enough money. Don't get me wrong, there's all this stuff about there's so many pretty women in the world and all that kind of stuff and the internet, of course. But if you had money, you would make marriage, you wouldn't make the wedding or the marriage such a big thing in your life. Get over it. You're making marriage your final destination. And that's why there's so much anxiety when it could be, I've got a life partner, we did a ceremony and let's build together or whatever. Let's keep it moving, bro. The best part of our lives is ahead of us, you know. It's not behind. And I think people think it's behind. That's why they're trying to be like, oh, I'm going to come off. And they do that. What's that footballer with the shoes? Your career's not finished. Like, why are they doing that? Instead of you to do one where you're signing to a team.
She said, hello, you're still playing,
you're still playing. Like, where are you going?
That's so funny.
Fact, you know what I mean? But I think a lot of people are that, and I think life is catching up to a lot of us.
Definitely.
As you said off the pod, it's like, before 30, you don't know where everyone's at. It's all smoke and mirrors. We're all dressed the same. We all went to Dubai. We all went to here. So we don't even know. But when you get to 30-ish, you start realizing that, okay, you lot can be going here every time.
This one I stopped going to Dubai.
This one stopped going to Dubai. This one is now saving the whole year to go to Nigeria. This one can just go overnight. The top that you're wearing, I thought we were wearing a white tee. Your one is H&M, my one is COS.
You get it.
You start realising the difference now.
So
and
funny.
Do you know what I mean? You start seeing it. And even the man that are marrying, you're like, oh, so you can afford, so you got this already.
You get
I need to now in 5 years. Oh, damn.
Bro, the man, I know the Mandem especially relates on that. I think with the weddings, Mandem will be seeing the guy that's been playing around with them, spending the same money as them on bottles and this and that. And you clock, wait, he has enough money to throw a big F-off wedding, and he's still good. House is sorted, a different country. You're thinking, brother, better wake up and smell the coffee, idiot.
Exactly. So I think when the realization happens now that, we can now see the difference. I think this is just that age where things are going that way. It's like, you know, when you're in school and they change you, put you in different sets. You think in the playground we're all boys. Even the big bully, he's on a bully. And then when it comes to the sets now, they're saying, oh, Sam, bottom set. You start realizing that, okay, maybe there's different places. I'm the big boss in different places.
For real.
And I think the places that people used to dominate, they no longer matter to us. So if you're flexing the club, cool, I just won't go to the club. So
for real.
But in the real world, when other people are doing it, so I think that kind of thing is a bit stressful, and is making But then men don't necessarily want to admit that. They say, I've got to hustle and do all this stuff. But hustling is not a bad thing. It's when you choose that over everything else. And when you take it back to politics, it's like you're choosing that one thing, but not taking into the context of everything else. And you can still love, like, whilst you're doing this stuff. I know it sounds so cliche, but it's just like, what kind of marriage do you want? Because then what happens is you create a new trauma that if you, God forbid, ever get into a situation where it's financially unstable, you might just chuck it in the bin as well. Because you're like, oh my God, I remember when I was younger, my dad wasn't this. You can't have that because it becomes your own demons. So do you know what I mean? So what happens if in your marriage, money's funny?
God forbid, but I'll...
God forbid, what's going to happen?
But I plan and I pray to marry someone that I can be in that, I can go through that with.
So if you have that at 100K...
I'll marry her.
If you have that at 90K...
I'll marry her.
I'm not trying to say what you're earning, but
no, of
if
course,
you had it at 50K.
Of course, no.
If you had it at 50K.
All right, cool. And perfect. Now, this is my point. So, like I said, I already admitted that, okay, the money thing is me just making jest and whatever, but I'm more than that. So the money is a big thing to me, you know what I mean? But I can compromise. The woman is essentially one of the biggest parts of that, right? The other part that I was talking about that I've realized recently that a lot of men don't talk about as well is the responsibility of being a leader, not just a leader, the spiritual leader. Because I feel like the security that we attach to money, a lot of it comes from God. You know what I mean? Whether we're not that spiritually enlightened enough to give it to God, or we're dumb, whatever, we say it's money. God is allowing that money to get to your hand. Trust me, if God wants the money to stop getting to your hand, it will stop. getting there, bro.
Right.
You know what I mean? And then I was like, growing up, for me and a lot of men, our mothers were the spiritual leaders. My dad wouldn't go to church. We would go. My dad was at home sleeping. When it's time to pray, and my mom would be like, oh, let's all pray as a family. Or let your mum pray for us. You know what I mean? We've all seen that. And we are only here, a lot of us are here where we are because of, by the grace of God, how on it our mothers were, right? And I was literally talking to my boys. I was like, well, I said, I've seen a lot, like, and it may probably be more so or more apparent when you marry outside of your culture, or maybe not, but this is just what I've seen. And it's like, when you now go from a childhood or an experience where your father didn't step up to the plate of being the spiritual leader, and your mum did. When you now marry someone and they're not a reflection of your mum in that aspect, because my mum and a lot of our moms vigorous with the prayer thing, even till now. I can come home, bro. My mum is in her bed 4, 5 a.m. What, bro? What? Haven't you prayed enough? She's still praying. She's going ham.
The Bible's highlighted.
You know what I mean? Like she's going ham. Like she's going ham. She's going to this retreat,
this fellowship, this
instead of a party.
Service,
my mom's gonna touch 60 soon. You know what I mean? This is not something that she just developed overnight. This is character. You know what I mean? 60 years. You know what I mean? And so now the Mandem that aren't like that, you're now looking for. You don't have the same saving grace as your dad, because that era of women ain't the same no more. So even the generic average black girl that you're around that says that they believe in Christ, they're not going ham the way our parents are now, right? So that basically has shown me, if things go left, you can't even really depend on her to,
your wife,
you know what I mean? And not even that you should, but and I'm gonna try and make it all make sense to come full circle, right? Cool. All right, cool, great. Recently, I've only just, like in the past month or two, I've only just fully understood the actual meaning of having the Jezebel spirit.
Right, yeah.
Before, I used to think it had something to do with promiscuity or whatever. I'm sure a lot of us
people
did,
still
you know what I mean?
associate that with that, yeah.
But when I actually heard the story, I said, this is mad. And for those who don't know, I'm going to paraphrase, it's the story of how, there was a prince or a king and he wanted the vineyard of someone else. The person didn't sell it to him and he was down about it. And he told his wife, and I believe her name was Jezebel. And she was like, okay, cool, well, hey, how about you're the king, just go and kill him and take it, right? And he did that. And that's where the name comes from, right? Okay. But then when you actually unpack it, the spirit is basically when, and correct me if I'm wrong, the spirit is literally when you fail to step up to the plate of responsibility, and you allow whatever, and you have to come in the way and make the decision for you. And I believe that is that's what a lot of men are facing right now. And even if you take it back to like the beginning, like the story of Adam and Eve. Like when I read it again, it makes so much sense. The Jezebel spirit was alive then as well, because God didn't tell Eve to not go and eat it. He told Adam, do not eat it. Adam didn't even think to say, you know what, all right, cool, I hear you, but God told me this. Let me just ask him one more time, innit? You know what I mean? Just to see if he can fly it or not. He just took it. What that now tells me is, when any man fails to step up to the plate of responsibility, there is going to be problems. And that's where I'm at. I'm at that point of realization of, I can be a great guy. I'm like, communication, emotional intelligence, whatever. Even if you have the money, you know what I mean? If you are not spiritually inclined, or you're not on that route, or that's not even a concern of yours, for me, everyone can do it their way, innit? You know what I mean? This is something that I would like to either be on, or I'm there, you know what I mean? Because once again, I don't have, I meet some amazing women, and they're great, you know what I mean? And once again, maybe it is a cultural thing because more time when I'm talking to girls or whatever, like they're not often Yoruba girls. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
I
remember your
my theory. My theory. Let's just leave it at that. Theory. Thank you. Cheers. Cool. Great. So maybe it's because and I say maybe because even then that's a lie because I have a lot of Yoruba girls as friends and they are on it might not be all of them but and even if they have like some of them still have the bad traits or stereotypes that I talk about, which is that
you don't have to say them.
Yeah, okay. I'll see, because you know. But anyways,
it's a theory, isn't it? What's your theory?
Oh, is it? Got you.
Theory.
anyways, right? But in that aspect, they are on smoke. Yeah, they are on smoke. So it's that I'm like, okay, cool. And for a lot of the Mandem who, once again, even if you do want to marry within your culture, that's fine. But for a lot of them that come across, they don't, and that's okay. That is okay.
They don't want to marry that within their culture.
Yeah.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
Because what is it?
I
you don't know. You don't want to share it.
Yeah, because it doesn't just apply to
Nigerians. So you don't want to. Yeah.
I know a lot of
Yoruba,
Ghanaian guys that want to marry Nigerian girls and vice versa. You know what I mean? Or you know what I mean? Or Caribbean girls that want to settle down
with a Nigerian.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's okay. I have no as long as we're all black, I'm all for it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
In the ideal world, culturally would be amazing.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So we can keep the culture
going
or whatever, cool. But if not, it's not the end of the world. But I'm just saying, for those who want to do that and also have the fear of God and the awareness or care of spirituality and the fact that, you know, the world is crazy. Like I believe the world is crazier than when we were all growing up. You know what I mean? That security that you're looking for, it might actually be in you, but you have to step up to the plate. You know what I mean? Of being responsible. You get it? And a lot of we don't want responsibility because we're just big kids.
Yeah, we don't. Listen, it's good that it's coming from you because if I say it, it will be like. But this is on all honesty because I think it's a benefit for all of us. That's why I don't really care to like go against men or be for men or for like it's just what it is.
Yeah, it's for all of us.
Mutual benefit, exactly. So, but that's interesting, especially with the Jezebel spirit and stuff, because it's like you could also see it as be careful of the woman you marry or
that too. Yeah, of course.
Because it's also a case of like. And maybe as someone who is, I went back to church last year and stuff, and I've had a weird relationship with church because of the genocide and stuff. And we can talk about it another time, but like, or we'll talk about it.
I don't even have enough time.
Yeah, but
that's
another
the only
time.
reason.
But yeah, but sometimes it's like a lot of the men feels like they're kind of demonizing women now who aren't like really going ham because it's like you're not allowing us to also have our own journey and unlearn a lot of the things that also there were good sides to that, but there are also negative sides. There are also things that maybe we didn't feel like helped us. We've gone through things ourselves where it felt difficult to kind of like relate to the Bible or relate to Christianity. And so we're learning as well. But if the whole thing about bringing you to spirituality and stuff is on the woman, then there needs to be grace on women also being, the woman you marry now might not be the woman you marry later. She might develop that, or at least as long as she has a seed in it, might be helpful. But again, we're a different generation. We're not the quote unquote Bible bashers of before. We don't come from that like aspect where everything was associated with Christ. We don't. We see Christ maybe on a Sunday, but England isn't tailored towards Christianity in the same way. So we are all on this journey, and I think sometimes for me I feel like there's a demonization of women who don't seem like they're promoting Christianity as a look. Like sometimes we go to church, I don't even tell people to go to church, but there's some people at every church that want to show you because low-key you're trying to indicate that you're some spiritual person who's always there. And in the Mandem, even though you're going through your own stuff, because you know you want a spiritual woman, whether or not you're doing it, you come back and then you try and set a standard for a woman who's a great woman. And now we're walking in Christ because a man wants us who's not even walking in Christ. And so now, but also, if you know that God loves you and you're still a good man, even though you've sinned, why can't you go for a girl who sinned, knowing that God loves her and she's still on her journey? It feels like it's two different like sets of expectations. And I'm not talking about the most extreme person in the world who's tending to worship the devil. I'm just saying there's someone who's like, yeah, cool, I could go ham, but there's a lot of partnership in relationship where it's only because I'm dating you that I'm really gonna go ham. So sometimes I feel like it's just the fear of making a decision. I think a lot of people are paralyzed by all the options, but also the fear of the elves. So they make up excuses as to whether it's a financial benchmark, whether it's the type of woman, whether it's this. You're just not ready because there's people who have been together at 16 who just like that person. There wasn't a lot of noise and so they could like them. But in our generation, where we're really meeting to get to know someone properly.
Liking is not enough though, man.
No, like someone. But for example, like when there's ever going to be a situation where I'm sitting with you, just chatting, the whole idea is just to chat. There's other Mandem girls here and we're just chatting to get to know each other. Yeah. I don't really go to settings where I can have a full-on deep convo about it. Everything is like, we're partying, so we can't really talk unless you're in like the smokers area or you're leaving, or it's this day party. So that's why the birthdays and that used to be so good, or like the things at people's houses, because I could actually chat to this guy for ages and then be like, I actually like you, you know. But if I chat to you, if I see your motive, if I'm not the pengiest girl that caught your eye, or I don't do something mad, you're not going to notice me. We're not going to get to know each other. But we put all our eggs on that basket of like the big parties. And I think maybe getting to know people, it's not that scary if you were able to meet more girls in a different settings where let's just chat, man. And you're like, you know, I had that conversation with that girl, you know, she's lit, bro. Even if it's not romantic. But where me and you had this long conversation, we wouldn't have this in a motive, but we might have it on a random set behind something because we had, do you know what I mean?
If we have enough time or whatever.
If we have enough time. So I think it's also environment. I think we're not meeting each other in a place where we can have these, whether it's political conversations or in a nice environment. It's either online. So I'm going to say things that either make you look stupid or me look really smart. Why? You know what I mean? Like, why? Like, why can't you just be normal? Or in a party, it's basically just on like offline social media. So you're already on a... I'm sure when you go outside, you can't even be normal because you have to be like...
Yeah, I mean...
You think you're being normal, but...
I think I am, yeah. No. I feel like I am, but my normal outside is different to my actual normal.
So if I was seeing you outside and I spoke to you, how am I going to fall in love with Charlie if it's the outside Charlie? Not to say the outside Charlie is wrong, but the essence. Am I going to know? Am I going to get through the religion? Am I going to get through aspirations? Am I going to get through trauma?
No, because there's a time and place.
But does that particular place give you reason to make more time for me to get to know that person?
If the girl's leng and she's giving me enough vibes.
And leng and vibes, after all the Bible stories that you're reading.
I'm just being honest. Yeah, no, of course.
Where are we going with this?
Listen, and this is my thing. I said as well, like, I'm not no one's, I don't want to be anyone's role model, example. I'm just a nigga that's out here on my journey. Hey, God has blessed me with a personality and a platform. I'm gonna do the best I can with it, and I'm growing and I'm showing it. But I ain't tell anyone to try and be like me. Of course, so I'm just saying with that, I can read my Bible, whatever, and as God is doing His thing in me, whilst He's doing it, I'm still a guy that's attracted to pretty women. You know what I mean? And I'll be honest. There's even someone. No, let me not say that. But no, because I don't want it to sound like a backhanded compliment, but let's just say...
there's even someone you're chatting to now that isn't all that.
No. Oh, no. That because that can never be... Sorry, yeah. I'm too hardwired in that sense. No, trust me. My thing's like... You get me? But anyways, I've met some people who are not my cup of tea that I've spoken to and gotten to know them on wow, you're actually a lovely person. We should talk more. We should work. We should, you know what I mean? We can be great friends. But I do hear that, ultimately, I just feel like a lot of people are actually not ready. I feel like a lot of the good, especially with guys, a lot of the good guys, if not all of them, they've been taken, man. They've been taken. So,
you know what? If men are not ready, it's fine because you don't want to marry someone who's not ready. I
get it.
But I feel like whilst we're all getting ready, let's just be kinder and nicer. If you know you're not really interested, because a lot of men, and you'll say it's not you or your batch, because it's never you or your batch.
Oh, I'll stop that.
But I'm just saying, I'm just saying, because it's never.
It's not never.
Sometimes back in the day.
If you tell me the right scenario, I might say yeah.
You might identify. I can see if you identify with this.
Yeah, go on.
So it's like, there's always like, I don't even know what I was going to say now. What was I going to say?
You said be kinder and nicer.
Yeah, be kinder and nicer, thank you. So then by the time as we're navigating this confusing space, whether it's politically, economically, emotionally, spiritually, whatever, but there's still certain etiquettes that I feel like we have to uphold. So for example, if you're not serious about a girl, don't do all the things that look like you were dating her. There's just no need. No one said don't date and no one enjoy yourself, but there's some man, because they know that women like intensity in it, they will be intense with you. They might text you all the time. They might do this, might take you out. And then all of a sudden the girl's going to be like, you've just not done all these things that if you were serious about me, you would do. Yeah. So now I turn around and go, what we're saying, you're like, I'm not really sure yet. It's like, you just wasted time because also, girls also like one night stuff too. Yeah. So if you just patterned it like that, you might not be sure of your ability to pattern a one night stand. Maybe that's why you have to promise tomorrow, the day after, and Thursday and Friday. But in between that, just be normal, bro. Like there's some situations I hear where I'm talking to a girl, I'm like, yeah, but he showed you didn't really like you because, you know, X, Y, Z. Yeah. Sometimes I'm like, no, He looks like to say he wants to marry you. So when he turns around,
yeah, fair enough.
So let's just manage ourselves. Let's manage ourselves. Let's be kind. Let's be more ambitious and more risk taking, because just because you meet a girl today doesn't mean you're gonna marry her tomorrow. You still might be able to have that long engagement or whatever it is to get yourself where you're going. Yeah. But I would say, like, there's a lot of great people out there, and I think we're just a bit. We just feel like we don't want to make that wrong decision. Yeah. But we keep waiting until she's gonna come in like on a horse.
Oh no, she ain't. She ain't.
She's gonna be the girl that you overlooked probably several times, and you'll be like, oh, so I knew you 7 years ago, but you're just a friend, and now it's cool.
It happens though.
That's the reality. Like, that's the reality. As long as you find your person, whether it's your boy's best friend, I'm joking, but you know. But you hear it. Yeah, so I'm just waiting to see. That's why I'm waiting to see everyone's girls and everyone's guys when they marry. Because after all the podcasts,
she said, no. All you niggas that been talking shit, your girl better be laying and better be a wherever woman.
Because I want to know, like, okay. Yeah, so this is what you were doing. Fair enough. I'm not trying to. I would never judge. I think all women are beautiful and everything. So it's not on that level. No, it's not on that level. But it's more like a. So this is the graft that you did, and this is why you couldn't be normal because of.
Oh no. Anyways, I got a bit of shock, but on my debut, it's gonna be a mad thing because I can't have you thinking.
It's better be objective beauty though. Okay, because some people like
that's all I deal with.
Objective beauty.
Objective beauty.
That's crazy.
If anything, the Mandem should be saying this to the girls, because it's the girls that be there declaring subjective beauty as objective beauty, all in the name of my friends, my girls. Allow it.
Yeah, but there are different types of beauty that I think.
So now you guys have different types, but we have to have
objective
types.
Come on, it's because that's your lot's brand.
What's thinking
if your brand wasn't women or like, there's Bear Galley or Mr. Cheeks, what was your thing?
Wait, how was this coming as
I'm saying, because if your girl doesn't have the biggest back, then all the songs you're written are going to say, it was inspiration from someone else.
Yeah, listen, for one.
It's what? No, I don't care. She's got me back. I think whether you have back, front, side, it's your girl. Yeah. But because of what the footprint, the digital footprint you've left.
Mr. Cheeks is not me.
Yeah, it's somebody. It's always somebody. It's an alter ego. Okay.
And two, I've been with someone that didn't have.
You don't need to say that. You see what I mean? Like, you don't always insult people accidentally. No,
it's not. No, because it's not an insult. You're the one making it an insult.
No, but I'm saying no one wants to hear that though.
If the shoe fits, I haven't said who. I didn't say I've been with someone.
It could be one day, could be 1 week.
That someone could even feel like she had it back, and I don't mind, I don't care, but I'm just saying this is my truth.
Okay, yeah.
I have, fair. You know what I mean? I know what I need to wife someone. Yeah. You get it? I've even said to the man, a lot of the men that want all this, the worldie and the baddie, have like, and when you're single, date them or whatever, have fun, whatever, fair enough. But I don't really think you want to wife them, bro. Yeah. Because there's a lot that comes with that as well. Yeah. As well, I don't want like someone that I just sexualize. You know what I mean?
No, of course.
Like I want someone that I genuinely find beautiful. You know what I mean? And for me, as long as the face is pretty, you know what I mean? I'm a breast man for one, you know what I mean? So the rest, hey,
fine.
It's fine. But for the most part, God has been good to me. I have had most of what I want, and I don't plan on that changing. And as you said, Mandem in general, we're the ones that are spoiled.
Yeah, so you're spoiled, man.
So it's not really hard. You know what I mean?
So what do you think? Actually, what if you give me a tip as a political somebody? Because sometimes I feel like, even though it's not that deep, I'm like, obviously I'm political, whatever, and I'm like, do you think in terms of I would scare Mandem away?
That's a good question.
Like on the social media thing, even though I don't actually care, because I'm like,
of course
I'm not going to change.
Yeah, no, of course.
But generally, it'll be good to know, like, because I don't talk to Mandem about this often. So I'm like, what's the perception? Like,
I feel like to the average man in London, it sounds how you come across. The perfect phrase for it will be politically peak. It's too peak.
It's good to know. It's good to know.
However, I do believe that there's a certain kind of man. Get it?
Like my Dr. Umar-ish.
For lack of better words, but they don't come across. They come across a lot more mature, educated, intelligent. They'll probably love that. You know what I mean? I don't believe those guys are the majority though. I feel like those guys have their, you know what I mean? The same way we have, the Fiat 500s. Yeah. I mean, not every white woman subscribes to Fiat 500. I mean, there's there's white women that love black men or black culture. You know what I mean? And there's white women who actually racism is the furthest thing away from it. She just wants to travel and enjoy life, and she's very holistic. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But the majority is not going to be them kind of man. But those men are out there.
Yeah.
I just don't know if all of them are married or not. But I believe most of them are married, didn't it?
So you're saying the men that would like me are married?
I would think, obviously, I don't know it. But I'm like, I would presume most of them are married, because women that are not even as smart as you have enough sense to know this dating field is peak. So once you get one, he might not even be your type.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And women can do that with Mandem. We're a bit more shallow. That's why I said it just can never be me. You know what I mean? Not because I'm better or perfect. Just 'cause I know in my greatness I'm also shallow. So I need to be attracted to my darling. I mean, women, you lot can turn that off for the sake of compatibility and security.
Yeah, no, we can, and we're not wired that way.
Fair enough.
In a majority, like a lot of the men, if it was just you didn't know what job he does, you don't know who he is. Picture for picture, Mandem are not that paying.
Mandem are not
paying.
Fair enough.
If you didn't know him at all,
fair enough.
Once you now know who he is or what he does, that picture looks it's a bit more attractive.
Okay, fair enough.
So we're not wired that way, really.
Fair
We're
enough.
more wired on like security. Doesn't mean we don't like
women
people looking good. We are.
I'm on the right side.
No, women are, and I understand that. When we went to that event on Sunday, I was like, I actually hear you.
Yeah,
the
man.
choice is so mad.
Yeah, man.
It's actually mad.
I was actually mad. And the curse, though.
It was actually mad, but discernment, it's discernment. It's knowing that, like,
what?
If you don't have that discernment, you'll be chasing anything that's beautiful. But that's the reason why great men have fallen.
Said them again, sister.
Great men have fallen. And sometimes we feel like, of course I would get to that situation where, but it doesn't have to be that you're a king and it's Lady Macbeth. It can just be there was a sweet girl beside you, and because of how you're wired, you dropped it, man.
You know what's so funny? Mandem is saying that can never be me and that, yeah. And what makes me laugh every time,
you see it all the time, innit?
Is one, I see all the time, but two, you can only, this is someone that's one of the wisest men to ever live, and it can never be you.
And it can never be you.
You stupid idiot.
Come on. This is why when you people stories, it's all false equivalences.
This is so
it's
funny.
False equivalences.
That is so funny.
It's like you think the fact that you compared yourself to a king, let alone the fault of a king, is wild. But then that's the kind of energy you need in it to navigate these streets, is to think you're such a king and demand that of people. But I just pray in it that we all. It's not an easy world that we live in, and it's not easy time financially, all that stuff. But I do pray that like discernment finds all of us.
Yeah, man. Yeah, for real.
Because let's not at least repeat the stories of our parents. I think that's one thing we can get right. We might not do everything. Yeah. And sometimes it's our role to give birth to the millionaires, isn't it? We might not be the millionaire ourselves. And I set you up in a way where trust, because at the end of the day, glory is God's, in it. The glory of being a millionaire is to provide at the end of the day. So as long as I've done that, I've done my bit. My child should not want. But I just pray that we're able to use discernment to get where we need to get to, and not like make the parents' mistakes, innit? And if we can do that, you're a better man than your father already, you know.
Lovely. And on that note, I think that brings us to the end of the show. Normally I get to ask some funny questions.
Oh, sorry.
I mean, we can.
You could do it and you can cut out if it doesn't work.
I'll just ask a few. That's all. Just to say.
We'll keep them short.
Very light-hearted, you know.
Oh yeah, I'm not used to light-hearted.
I could tell. I have to tell you twice. Very light-hearted, darling. You know. But hey, would you donate a part of your body for world peace? And if so, what would it be?
Yes.
Swear?
Yeah.
I can't like, that's very on brand. Which part of your body would it be?
Well, if it's any part, it could be anything, and it's minor.
No. So
give me some big parts where it's mad. Like, is it brain? Is it heart? Is it kidney?
Oh no,
is it leg? Arm?
Physically, yeah. Arms, legs.
That there's always world peace now.
Yeah.
Yeah, easy.
What'd you give?
Anything.
Anything?
Yeah, anything. Like, as long as obviously
both legs.
Yeah, obviously a lot of praying and fasting just to make sure God, was it the legs that you wanted? Because if I'm giving away legs and God was like, it could have just been a finger. But yeah, for world peace,
is it just the? Are you sure it's the legs or leg?
For world peace, I would. For world peace, I would, man. Like
I heard that.
Yeah.
That's lovely, man. That's some selfish, wicked people that would say, my leg. What? You know
on that note, what about you?
Pardon?
On that,
you know what?
Talking of those people taking.
No, that's fine. I see. Now I ask these questions. I don't answer them, but for your sake today, I will answer.
Okay.
I would.
For world peace.
Yeah, for world peace.
Yeah, do you know what I mean? People
Any
just
part,
see,
why not?
When you dance in your skits with one arm, people will ask you why, but you can't tell no one why you did it.
I was thinking a finger.
Oh, come on, man.
You said any part, man.
Okay, your arm. Would you get
Is it
an
no?
arm?
But is it my fault that you wanted to dive in the deep end?
finger. Yeah, okay,
Just,
cool.
You know what I mean?
You said both legs. I didn't suggest that.
I was just asking.
Okay, I would. But would you do both legs
No,
for world peace?
for world peace.
Okay, you know what? Let me give you one. Would you? Yeah, one arm.
I said I regret asking this question.
Listen. One arm off to solve all Nigeria's problems.
One arm.
One arm off, Nigeria's problems finished.
Yeah. Can I ask for one thing?
Yeah.
They must put me on
All the balls.
all the notes.
That's the corruption we're getting rid of. You want to bring it back?
No. You know what? That was just a joke. But really, and truly, I wish the corruption was like that because I wish the people in power
We're just putting faces on it.
Were actually doing something.
Yeah.
And then corrupting it a little bit. What the hell?
Yeah.
They ain't doing niche and they're corrupting a whole lot.
Yeah.
You can't compare that to what?
Charlie, pray about it, yeah? It might be your arm that is stopping
Oh,
Nigeria's
piss
progress.
off, man. Get away from me, man. Rubbish. This is the discernment of women they were talking about, okay? See? Anyways, for 50 million pounds a year. Pounds, by the way.
Nice.
But you have to work in Nigerian government.
Yeah, I'll be earning more than that then. What am I on?
You are mad. Why would you be?
Why would I need 2 jobs? Why would I need the 50 million and work in Nigerian government?
No, wait. Pause.
Sorry. Yeah, go.
Do you think it's the Nigerian
Not
government
pounds.
that's
Obviously, okay, what?
giving you this?
Who's giving me this?
Someone with a special suitcase is telling you have to go and work there. This is your money.
Yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah.
You have to go and work in the government.
Yeah.
Now, the whole point of this is
Yeah.
whilst you're working there, I believe will be your heart's intentions to do good.
Yeah.
But you're around a lot of
Mad people.
demonic mad people.
So it's then, would I like to be in that environment?
You're going to have to be in that environment.
Yeah, man. Because, you know, I've tried. Listen, I'm on the internet right now to what politics. You lot already give me stress.
Are you prepared to die for this shit?
Yeah.
No, I swear down.
Yeah.
Like, I respect that so much, you know.
I am.
I genuinely believe that is the beginning of freedom.
I am.
I
have
believe,
to.
Yeah, man.
You don't start this on certain topics and think it's like
it's not light, you know.
Myself, where I'm like, I could still end up being killed. Like, God forbid.
God forbid.
These are the things they bring out later. Remember she told you.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, like, you have to be willing to die, man, because otherwise, being alive will be the thing that they hang over your head all the time.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And I can't be living like this because I'm scared of death.
Yeah.
Nah, man, come on, man.
When it's coming anyway.
Bro. It's coming anyway. And let me die with grace. Let me die knowing that God... Because I could die and still go to hell. So not only did I die, I went to hell. Let me go to heaven. At least if heaven is promised, let me be dying. Because in this... I mean, Earth don't look that nice anyway. It's just not great. So, yeah, you have to be willing to die for it. You have to. Because people are ready to kill for it.
Yeah.
So...
Word. Okay, last one. For the sake of time. For 50 million pounds, but you have to be best friends with Donald Trump. You have to spend 12 hours a week with him every week.
When you say friends, like what are we talking about?
That's between you and Trump.
So yeah, true.
What do you talk about
for 50 mil
with your friends now? You got to be chatting, bro. You got to be speaking to him, chatting 12 hours a week. You got to link up with him. If he is in the White House, or he's in whichever house, and he's chilling with his racist mates, and they talk about how they can finish this demographic of people, like hey, Busayo, come, you have to be there.
50 mil.
50 mil.
If I'm being real, just show them this clip, and they know why I did it. You know what I mean? Like, let's be real. Because my thing is that.
Oh, too soon.
Because my thing is that 50 mil talk to Trump, and who hates me? Who hates me? Who hates me? You know what I mean? Like, I'm trying to look at who hates me. A lot of people hate me, but I'm looking at it like, you know what, you lot didn't really like me when I was talking on the right side of history anyway. So
anyway,
like, yeah, I mean, so I don't feel, maybe it's a bit of a jaded thing where I'm like, well, I don't really care. But obviously deep down, I would hate him. I'll grit my teeth every time I speak to him.
You actually hate Trump, or like?
I hate him is a strong word, only because of like God. But but like, it's not a game. Like, America's life is not a game. What he's doing is mad. Abortion stuff. You get into it when you read about it, but it's the American project that I hate, not the individuals, because they're just part of the project. But yeah, man, like, it's mad. Like, what America's doing is mad. So I wouldn't want to, but for 50 mil a year, potentially, with what I could do with that and help people, then maybe. But
yeah, fair enough.
I wouldn't willingly do it. There would have to be a mad thing I planned. Then I'm like, yeah, I'm doing it. Cool. But guess what? Like, I'm using this money in 5, 10, 20 years time. you'll see why I did it, and everyone's gonna vindicate me. I'm gonna do a press conference and go, you laughed at me when I was with Trump, but guess what? I've come out now, and I'll be, I don't know, whatever it is.
Say no more. Say no more. Hey, love
you. How will you be friends with Trump for 10 mil, 5 mil? You don't even take much for your 500k.
Are you mad?
Be friends with Trump, 500k, get married.
God forbid. God forbid. God forbid.
You know what I mean?
Nah, that is nasty work. Man tried to pitch that I'll be friends with Trump for half a minute, but for what? You even think that I want to get married? Aha, gotcha. Anyways, moving on. People just be assuming that everybody wants the same thing to life.
Oh, you don't want to get married?
You don't know. I never said that.
So when you're 60, what will your content be?
Huh?
At 60 years old, or 50, 40. Let's even say 40, because 40 is not like 40 years old. Do you want to be doing single man content?
I could be a monk, a single monk.
It's true.
You tried to get me in the corner.
Nah.
Yeah, you did.
We'll wait. Should we wait?
Yeah, we'll
wait. How long is it? They don't even tell us. When 40 comes.
Anyways, okay. I was gonna say he was one of my favorite guests, and then this part is making me change my mind.
Thanks for having me.
Oh my days! My goodness, that has been another episode of the Charlie Mase Show. I've had a blast. Thank you for coming.
Nice.
Busayo Twins, and I actually found out today that your last name is actually Twins.
Yes.
Crazy.
Yeah. Amazing. Thank you for having me. Thank you for being brave enough to have me on.
I'm gonna have to pray.
You'll see. If you edit this clip and it ends up being 30 minutes on YouTube, just know who took out everything. Just know who took out everything.
Say no more. And where can they find you for those who don't know?
Yeah, I guess Instagram, TikTok, just Busayo Twins. Just the normal thing. Yeah.
Pretty simple. Busayo.
Yeah. Or Camden. You'll see me in Camden Town.
Is it?
Yeah.
What do you do there?
I live in Camden.
Oh, so
yeah.
Come on. How you? And there's I'll ask you that off the pod. How you are friends with that wicked person?
Who?
Pardon?
Oh, right.
See you guys next week. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Thank you very much. Cheerio.